Project out here at cross country practice with Academy of Art University assistant coach Torrey Olson, and there is one big meet coming up in about a week, the Pac West Cross Country Championships. So wanted to get a perspective from you for this upcoming race. There'll be both teams competing, so we'll start with the men. The men have really been running well this year. They've developed a lot since that first race, which was actually out here at Golden Gate Park for the USF Invitational. So what kind of progress have you seen, Torrey, and what are you looking as their key to success at this upcoming meet?
There's been a lot of progress, and especially at the beginning of the season, we only had 4 guys. So coming in August, we're thinking, what is this team going to be like? We really don't know. And it's turned out to be a great group of guys. It's still very small, but we've got the requisite number at this point, and some very talented ones in the mix. So we've seen a lot of progress. Clemens coming in had never raced above 3,000 meters before, except for some cross-country races where he didn't really know the distance, and that was not a big emphasis for him ever. So 8,000 meters is much farther than he's ever raced before. He's really learned, or is starting to learn, that distance, which is nice to see, and I think there's some big improvement ahead for him. Jack Nevins also, he's returning, so he knew the 8,000 meter distance, but this is the first time where he's really in a leadership position on the team. So I've seen a lot of growth from him in that aspect, which is also translated to he's having to run his races a little bit differently. He can't just go out there and follow necessarily. He's much more active with how he's racing. So I think likewise, Jack has a lot of upside coming up in the next couple weeks. So I'm looking forward to that. Temarius is just he's the only person who has. When we go into any meet, I have the best possible scenario, and nobody ever exceeds the best possible scenario except for Temarius this year. He just keeps getting better and at a rate it's almost exponentially. He's exponentially improving. So he took 74 seconds off in the last 8K, which he's gotten a ton better every one, but that was his biggest improvement. So I'm not going to tell Temarius what he can't do, well, not that I ever did before, but I'm not going to even tell myself that Temarius can't do anything. So he's gotten a ton better to the point where at the beginning of the year, it was all just about him improving and seeing the times get better, feeling himself getting stronger, and really thinking down the line for translating toward the track season. But at this point, he's in his own right, ready to go out and compete in the Pac West. So he'll be beating a lot of guys out there, and I think that's awesome. It's his first season of cross country ever, and he's gone from low 30s to mid 27s, which 2.5 minutes in 2 months is almost. It's not something I've ever had experience with, so that's really cool. Thomas likewise has been getting better all season, and he's PR'd in every race, so he's just going to continue. And I'm excited about the men's side. I think we actually can go out and try to beat some teams where early in the season we were just kind of had to focus on what can we do to make ourselves better. So yeah, just going out there and continuing to better the process we've been learning how to put out.
So now on the women's side, it's been one of the best teams in this program's history. A lot of big highlights. First place finish for Jenny Berggren at the SF State Invitational. Guys ran against Stanford. You guys had a lot of big times come through at Bronco this past weekend. So what kind of momentum are you seeing for the women, and sort of what are you looking for them to do at the Pac West Championships?
Yeah, so for both the men and the women, there are different ways to look at what a cross-country season is, and you can look at goals, what do you want to place in the conference, you can look at times, you can look at qualifications, but I think all that stuff kind of falls in line if you have the goal of trying to perfect a process and the process of going out and competing. And so for both the men, but especially the women, just because of the situation they're in with what we think they can actually go out and accomplish this year, it's really a matter of this whole year we've been working on different aspects of the process, and at this stage we get to go out, and I'm so happy that both of these races, Pac West and West Regionals, are out in Hawaii, because it really it puts the emphasis on that this is the part of the season that we've prepared for. This is the part of the season where we're all in good shape. They're all in good shape and ready to actually go out and compete, and not just, it's less internal now and more they get to put all of the pieces of the puzzle together. So both of these races, given in different ways, are all about competition and letting the athletes go have an opportunity to practice perfecting that process, which you only get to practice pieces of it throughout the season. But at this point, they're all fit, they're all getting, physically, they're prepared to race well, and mentally they're also starting to see what exactly they need to do. And Pac West Regionals, they're both, it's part of the process, and it's the goal at the same time, but they just have to go out and do what they've been learning how to do all year. And everybody on the team, both men and women, has really committed themselves to getting better at all these different things, and it's shown. So everybody's gotten a ton better, both in terms of physically, but also in terms of being an athlete and just being consistent and bringing good things every day to practice and at every competition. So yeah, it's our chance to go out and try to get as close to perfection as we can, which on the women's side, I don't think we're going in as the favorite in the conference. I had to do the preseason coaches polls, and I put us in third. I think we could do better than that or worse than that. It's a little bit hard to say. I've never actually been to the Pac West meet before, so I'm looking at all kinds of results from different people from different seasons and different years. And when you go out and see the meet, it's a different thing. We've also got some new teams in the mix, so Azusa Pacific looks really strong on the women's side, and this will be the first time we've actually seen them compete in the conference setting. So seeing them compete in a big 20-plus team invitational is a lot different, but yeah, it's going to be exciting.
Do you want to say anything specific about the women's players? Go over them at all?
Sure. So with Jenny's been having a great season, and that said, I think she still has yet to have the race where she goes and puts every piece of the puzzle together on the same day. So we're hoping that all year the plan has been to do that in these next 3 races for her, Pac West Regionals, and then hopefully NCAA championships. But it starts at Pac West, so we'll see what she can do. I think if she has a good day, she's going to be in the mix to win the meet, and that's really exciting. Ariana Michaels, freshman, has been making big strides all season. She understands racing a whole lot better than I think she did when she first got here, and that's awesome to see. So I'm really excited to see what she can do. I think she will be a big factor for us out there at Pac West and also at regionals. Zoe Myers is the elder, the owl of the team, which is really cool. She's had a little bit of an injury, but she's been able to work through it really well. I think she's very, very ready. Excited to see her back out and racing. We've got Sophia Diddy, new to the team. She's only raced for us once, but she's having a great time. She's been great to have, just a really positive force on the team, and we think she's going to help us a lot out there also. And then Cassandra Schumacher, who's been getting better all year, had her best race last at the Bronco Invitational, and it's coming together. So I'm excited to see what those women can go out and put out there.
All right, great. Thank you.
Yep.
All right, we are here with Temarius Walker of the Academy of Art University men's cross country team, and we are getting ready for the Pac West Championships out in Hawaii this year. So you guys have had 4 meets to prepare for this big one coming up, and you specifically have made tremendous progress. So Temarius, tell me a little bit about how this season has been for you, given especially that you hadn't run cross country in any major way previously.
This has been an amazing season, I would say, both stressful and very enjoyable. I've really just always wanted to push myself and just to always be the best athlete that I can possibly be. And I come to that mindset with every single, competition. I always want to do better. I'm always about progression, and even in practice. So it's just about just having the right mentality, but also preparing to have good results.
And so now, in terms of some of that preparation for this upcoming meet specifically, I know Coach Olson said some things about the specific ways that you guys are trying to prepare. Can you talk a little bit about how practice has been and what you guys have been doing to prepare?
Practice has been very interesting this week. Coach Torrey, he's not going to have us do too many hard workouts before. He did have like a talk with us about how we should definitely just make sure we have like all of our schoolwork together, and how we should just make sure we plan and get the correct sleep and everything, and how we need compression socks for the airplane, and because our legs are going to swell up because that elevation is so long. And he also mentioned heat acclimatization and how he wants us to start training with like more heavier clothes and sweats and jackets and tights, so that our body would be adjusted to the weather in Hawaii, which is going to be rainy.
And finally, what about your kind of goals for this meet? I know obviously it's a team thing, and you're going up against some teams you've seen before, some teams you haven't. But what about kind of a goal specifically for this championship?
Specifically, I want to at least get in the 26s. Like, I want to break 27. Like, if I can get in the 26s, I'll be really happy. And man, I just want to thank God. I want to thank Coach Torrey. I want to thank just all my teammates, Kylie, Jack, Heather, Ariana, just all my teammates for just Thomas being there and encouraging me, and Coach Ryan. I just want to thank them all for giving me this opportunity, because I don't know if I'd be here without them.